All right, so in part one, we talked all about the seducers who draw you in with warmth and connection. But today we're diving into a whole different league, the dangerous ones. We're talking about the 4 archetypes that run on pure psychological power. And, these are the ones that most people get so wrong, leading to obsession and honestly a lot of destruction when they're not understood.
This quote really just nails it, doesn't it? We're leaving simple charm way behind us now. We're stepping into the world of what I'd call psychological gravity. See, this isn't about trying to get people to like you. This is about understanding and mastering the pure physics of human attention.
So, what really makes this group so different? Well, if you remember from part one, seducers like the siren or the rake, they pull you in with warmth, right? With that feeling of connection. But the 4 we're about to break down, they operate on a completely different frequency. It's not about warmth, it's all about power. Okay, think of it like this. The first group makes you feel seen, you feel understood. This group, they make you feel, well, obsessed. They're not interested in building rapport in the traditional sense. No, they command attention, they weaponize absence, and they project this kind of certainty that is just, it's almost hypnotic. It just pulls you right into their orbit. All right, let's kick things off with the charismatic. Now, here's the thing about them. Their real power isn't in what they say, it's in the absolute, unshakable conviction behind their words. Their core driver is all about emotional certainty. And this is so potent because, let's face it, our brains are just wired to seek out certainty. I mean, we live in a pretty chaotic world, right? So when someone shows up with absolute confidence, it's like an emotional anchor. We just, subconsciously, we defer to it. We're not just following their ideas or following their belief. And that taps directly into our deep-seated respect for authority. And of course, this is where so many people get it completely wrong. They think charisma is about being the loudest person in the room, about dominating the conversation. That's not charisma, that's just noise. Real charisma is this quiet, powerful commitment. The ethical way to use it? You speak with purpose and you make damn sure your actions line up with your words. It's all about integrity, not just intensity. So, want to know if this is you? Just ask yourself this. When things go wrong, when there's a crisis, do people instinctively turn and look at you for direction? If they do, that's a really strong sign you've got a natural charismatic core. Okay, moving on to our next archetype, the star. And their power, it comes from the complete opposite direction. It's not about intense connection at all. It's about a carefully managed distance. Their core driver is all about symbolic value and a really powerful self-focus. The psychology at play here is just brilliant. See, a star never gives you the whole story. They intentionally create these little gaps, this mystery, and what do our minds do? We rush in to fill those gaps with our own fantasies, our own ideals. They basically become a blank screen for our desires. And this taps right into the principle of scarcity, right? The idea that whatever is rare and a little hard to get, we automatically see it as more valuable. But man, there is a razor-thin line here. It's the difference between being an alluring star and just being cold. The big mistake is being dismissive or unavailable. The ethical way to do it, it's about being self-possessed. You're maintaining your own world and your own focus out of self-respect, not because you have contempt for other people. Huge difference. So here's a question for you. Think about it. Do people ever seem to watch you or seem drawn to you even when you're not trying to engage at all? Like you're just completely in your own world doing your own thing. That right there, that detached magnetism, that is the absolute essence of the star. All right, now let's talk about perhaps the most famous and famously misused archetype of them all, the coquette. And their power is so interesting because it's not found in their presence, it's found in their absence. Their entire core driver is the mastery of controlled withdrawal. Okay, this is where we get into some pure, powerful psychology. Our brain is basically a pattern-seeking machine, right? It loves predictability. So when someone offers you warmth and then suddenly pulls it away, it creates this incomplete emotional loop. And your brain becomes obsessed with closing that loop. It needs to get that reward of warmth again. This has a name. It's called intermittent reinforcement, and it's the exact same psychological hook that makes slot machines so addictive. But listen, the most crucial point here is the intent behind it. The big mistake, and where this gets manipulative, is using withdrawal to create anxiety and to control someone. That's not it. The ethical coquette withdraws to preserve their own balance, their own energy. And, this is key, They always return with genuine warmth to reaffirm that connection. It's supposed to be a dance, not a battle.
Here's a super simple test for you. Have you ever noticed that the moment you genuinely get busy, the moment your attention is elsewhere, people's interest in you suddenly spikes? If you've seen that happen, you've seen the coquette dynamic at play.
And for our final archetype, we have the charmer. Now, on the surface, this one might seem a lot softer than the others, but don't let that fool you. It is one of the most powerful forms of influence there is. Why? Because their core driver isn't about them at all. It's all about providing validation and creating emotional safety for other people. So why is that so effective? It's simple, really. The deepest, most fundamental human craving we have is to be seen and to feel understood. And the charmer, they focus all of their attention on you, making you feel like the most fascinating person in the world. This taps into two huge psychological principles. First is liking. We just naturally like people who seem to like us. And second is reciprocity. When someone gives us something, we feel this powerful urge to give something back. The charmer gives the amazing gift of their full attention, and we repay them with our trust.
Now, the big danger with this one, of course, is falling into the people pleaser trap. Just agreeing with everything and completely losing your own identity in the process. A truly effective charmer doesn't just flatter you with empty compliments. They appreciate you. They listen deeply to find something genuine to value, all while holding on to their own strong sense of self and their own boundaries.
So, last question for self-diagnosis. Ask yourself this. Do people, even strangers, tend to open up to you really easily? Do they walk away from conversations with you feeling better about themselves? If the answer is yes, well, you might just be a natural charmer. Okay, so we've just broken down 4 incredibly powerful archetypes. But now we get to the most important insight of all, and it's this. No one is just one of these types. True, authentic magnetism, it comes from the combination. The key here is not to try and force an archetype that just isn't you. That never works. It just creates friction and it feels completely fake to everyone. The real strategy is to first identify your dominant natural style. That's your primary type. And then you consciously work on developing a secondary type that supports and complements it. For example, think about a charismatic who learns to add just a little bit of the star's mystery. That person becomes practically unstoppable. And really, this is what it all comes down to. This stuff isn't about learning a bunch of lines or trying to fake a personality. It's a journey of self-discovery. It's about understanding the unique signal, the unique energy that you're already broadcasting out into the world, and then learning how to turn up the volume on that signal without distortion. And when you can do that with intent and integrity, that's not just seduction, that's authentic power.